Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Stephen Goldstein, and it's been a while. So, summer is over, school is starting. Today, I want to talk about our children. I want to discuss two topics: growing pains and the terrible twos. So, what are growing pains? Should we have growing pains? So, let me explain that. Many times, as children grow, they might have some aches and pains in their joints, maybe even in their back or spine. But what causes it? So I want to introduce you to Stanley. In chiropractic college, we had to name our spines. And in chiropractic, we have a term called vertebral subluxations. What is this vertebral subluxation? It's when one of the vertebrae in the spine should shift out of place, and it puts pressure on the nerve and on the disc, and it can cause some type of discomfort. Now, you can have vertebral subluxations and it manifests as nothing, just like you can have a cavity that manifests as nothing, but over time, it's going to give or manifest as some type of problem. So over the time, I've been in practice for over 30 years, and I love what I'm doing. And over time, I get parents come in and tell me their children have growing pains. They might have some aches and pains in any part of their body, and they're taken to the pediatrician, who may or may not do some tests, but certainly does an examination, and he tells the parent it's growing pains. The parent has a diagnosis. They're not worried anymore that the pains their child is having can cause some type of more serious problem, and eventually they come into my office. And I get them on the table, and I find these vertebral subluxations, and I do what we call an adjustment, gently putting the bone back in place, taking the pressure off the disc and the nerve, allowing the body to heal and function normally. The children or child gets off the table, and miraculously, whatever pain they were talking about is no longer there. And I'll turn to the parent at this point, and I'll say, well, I guess they're not growing anymore. They just stopped. It was miraculous. So pain is not normal, especially in children. And when we have these aches and pains, that means the body is telling us something's wrong, and maybe we need to see a chiropractor in order to fix it. The other thing I want to talk about is, of course, the terrible twos. It's very interesting that no matter what age, children can also have vertebral subluxations. Over the years, I've treated numerous cases of babies with colic after going the medical route, taking whatever drugs that were prescribed. These children were not getting any better, and eventually the parents brought them into me, and after about maybe 3 or 4 adjustments, the colic totally stopped. But let's talk about growing pains. So what could cause growing pains? It's caused by some type of irritation in their nerve system. The irritation we talk about is a vertebral subluxation. Now, it doesn't have to cause pain, but it can cause irritability. Let me show you an example. Let's say I walked around with you for the next couple of hours, and all I did was lightly tap on your shoulder. After a while, this is going to cause some type of irritation to you. And you'll tell me to quit it. You'll tell me to stop it. You might start yelling and screaming at me, cut it out. Well, that irritation can also be occurring in these 2-year-olds. They don't know how to express themselves, but they're irritable. Over the years, we've treated many 2-year-olds with the terrible twos. And after a while, the parents tell me they're sleeping better. They're not as irritable. They don't have those bursts of crying jags. They're just doing better because we remove the irritation from their body. Now, there's another thing that can add to whether it's terrible twos or your child not paying attention in school is sugar. Sugar is rocket fuel. And if you put rocket fuel into a child, you're going to be having a rocket. So in the morning, I know when I started my mornings as a kid, I loved my cereal, and I'd have a bowl of cereal. Well, a bowl of cereal isn't the recommended serving size. The recommended serving size in almost every cereal is 3/4 of a cup. So I want to show you, this is a cup. So the average serving size is less than that. I know when I started the mornings, I definitely had 2, maybe even 3 cups of cereal, and they were the sugary cereals, such as Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes has 11 grams of sugar. Fruit Loops has 12 grams of sugar. And if you're trying to give your child less sugar, Cheerios has 9 grams of sugar. And that's just in 2/3 cups. I can guarantee when we sit down to a bowl of cereal, it's going to be more than a cup of sugar, a cup of cereal, which means it's more than that amount of sugar. On top of which, what do we put in our cereal? I put regular milk in the cereal when I was growing up. Well, a cup of milk has 13 grams of sugar. So before they even go to school, they're already getting well over 20 grams of sugar, or as I like to say, rocket fuel. And so when they go to school and they're not paying attention, you've already put rocket fuel into your child. The other problem with rocket fuel is that as the body starts to break down the sugar, they have a sugar crash. And so that can cause irritability. And of course, dealing with a terrible 2. It's no fun to deal with terrible 2s. It's no fun for a child to have growing pains. So if you want to find out more about it, where you can help your child through chiropractic, you can always go to my website at Gold Spine Chiropractic. It's not Goldstein, it's Gold Spine Chiropractic, GOLDSPINE. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to helping you and your children to feel better and get healthy. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I wish you good health and happiness.